Hi guys, Darth Deuces here, back with the Star Wars The Vintage Collection action figure review. Today taking a look at a new release that I was really excited for. It is Alexsandr Kallus, or Agent Kallus, from Star Wars Rebels. I've been really liking that they've been going through and at least slowly giving us realistic interpretations of the Rebels characters. I absolutely love the show. In some ways I like it more than the Clone Wars, which might be crazy to say, but it depends on the episodes and all that. But I really like Callus's character. He had quite a really nice character arc throughout that series, and always happy to have more Imperials and officer-like characters and whatnot. And he doesn't have very many figures. I think the only other Kallus figure that exists is the like 5 POA figure that was based on the animation model way back when the show was still coming out. So I don't even know when that would have been, like 2014 maybe. I never got that figure. And I'm glad we finally got one that has a lot better articulation and is realistically styled to go with my collection, which is mostly realistic figures. Anyways, first off, take a quick look at the packaging. I do like the card back. You've got Kallus there with his staff in gun mode doing his thing. Star Wars Rebels figure. My card back's not in great shape because it came in an Amazon mailer, paper bag mailer, but luckily I'm just going to open them up. An image of Kallus there. The figure itself, really brief write-up in multiple languages if you want to pause and read that. Gives you the basically sum up of his arc there, but that's pretty much it for the packaging. So I'm going to take him out and we'll take a closer look. So now I have Kallus out of the packaging, and he's a really cool figure. He does mostly what I would want this figure to do, which is look good, pose decently well, and represent the character nicely from the Rebels show. He is a bit of reuse, but a decent amount of new parts as well. Obviously, the head sculpt is brand new. The face print, I think, is pretty clean for the most part. I like the gruff, stern expression he's got going on. It's how he looked most of the time when he was still with the Empire. I actually really like all the paint they put into the hair. You've got like this dirtier blonde and like a lighter blonde color just kind of painted through to give the hair some nice detailing, which is really nice. Then torso is new because he has this new ISB agent armored chest plate on, which is a very nice metallic color. I think it might be the plastic just cast in that, not painted, but it looks good. And you have his little rank plaque painted as well, which is pretty cleanly painted for the most part. Then the arms, I do believe the arms are actually new. I don't think these are reused because he has these extra little like sculpted shoulder pieces, and the gloves are different. So I do believe from the waist up he's all brand new, but that's cool. A little bit of lighter gray on the cuff of the gloves looks nice. Then from the waist down, I think he's reused. The lower tunic belt piece is from most of the other Imperial officers they've released, but I do like the lighter gray middle with the darker gray for the rest of the uniform, and then the black belt with the silver for the buckle looks pretty good. And then the legs are used from the Star Wars Rebels Grand Admiral Thrawn figure, which I think work fine, as he does just have the standard officer pants with the black jack boots. But looks pretty good. I really have no real complaints with the look of this figure. He looks great, exactly how I'd want him to look. Articulation-wise, you do have a dumbbell joint at the neck, which works pretty well. It looks down a bit, looks up a little bit, pivots quite well in rotation. Hinges the shoulders work really well. They go up a lot. They fully rotate. Single hinges at the elbows. They go 90, maybe ever so slightly past 90. Swivels at both wrists, and then the right wrist has a up and down hinge, and then the left one has a in and out hinge, which is fine. There's a dumbbell joint at the torso. Goes back a bit, but it does get gappy. Crunches forward just a little. A bit of pivot, mostly rotation. Hip joints, they go out about that far. The soft plastic tunic gets in the way a little bit. There's a cut on each side, though, to allow for some more posability. Almost a full splits, though. Still a cut at the thigh. A single hinge at the knee that goes 90. Then hinge at the ankle that go up very far, down very far, and ankle rocker for pivot. So pretty good array of articulation, which is good because he is a officer or agent, whatnot, Imperial, that is definitely seen in a bit more dynamic poses. So it's good to be able to actually achieve those dynamic poses. So that's great. In terms of accessories, you get a decent array. You do get his bow staff, bow rifle that turns. I can't remember what they call that. It's the Lasat staff that turns into the rifle. I think it's called a bow rifle. I could be wrong though. But this is a whole new sculpt. It is different from uh, what's his name's Zeb's. It's different from Zeb's. It's a bit of a smaller to, accommodate Kallus a bit more. I do like the paint apps. There's a bit of silvers on this blade piece and on the ends there. It looks good. There's no way to store it on the figure, but he does hold it pretty well, which is good. And then you do get two of these little electric, yellow translucent electric pieces, which might be reuse of the purple ones that were with Zeb. I actually don't know. These might actually be smaller. I don't have the accessory handy to check, but you can just slot these onto the ends of the staff. And then you have it in use, and he's got the staff going, which is pretty nice. And then lastly, you do get his helmet that you've seen wearing from time to time. It is a separate accessory. It goes on top of the head, no interchangeable head, which I think is good. It's got some nice silver paint on it. I think it's sculpted well. Then you can fit it over his head. I think it fits pretty good. I don't think it looks too big or anything. It's kind of a big bucket of a helmet even in the show, but I think it looks pretty cool. It fits pretty nicely. I like it quite a bit. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased. The only accessory I wish he came with is I wish he came with the staff and the rifle configuration. Although I suppose that might have been out of budget and you start getting towards making him a deluxe, and I don't think Kallus as a deluxe would have sold very well. But quick pose. As you can see, you can get him in decent dynamic poses pretty well, holding the staff. Let's get him in a two-handed pose real quick. I'm not going to spend a ton of time getting him in sort of any fancy pose, but you can get him holding the staff with two hands pretty easily. So that's pretty cool. Just remove the staff for a second, the helmet. We will do some comparisons real quick with a few other Rebels figures we've gotten. So here he is with another officer that he uses parts from, and from Rebels here he's with Thrawn. And I think they look really good together. You can see the reuse of the legs there. I also forgot to mention that Kallus actually has a little, I think he has a subtle black wash given to him throughout most of the figure, which makes him look, brings out the details a bit nicer as well. But they look good together. Like I said, I don't have the original 5POA figure, so I can't do that comparison, unfortunately. Here's another Rebels figure, Kanan. And then here he is with his pal, or enemy, and then eventually pal. Here he's with Zeb. And it's pretty cool to have these two together. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Overall, I'm really pleased with this figure. It definitely meets my expectations. I think it's super cool. If you're a fan of Rebels, I think this is a must-have. You definitely should recommend, or I definitely recommend that you should pick this up if you're a Rebels fan. Even if you're not a Rebels fan, if you just want like an Imperial agent in your collection, it's a really good figure for that. I could also see this being a really good figure for a custom fodder, Imperial agent gear, helmet, that sort of thing. I mean, hell, you could potentially army build this if you could find heads that you could head swap with this, because the helmet's a separate accessory. You could probably just plop the helmets on and you could probably make some custom, just standard Imperial agents if you wanted to. But otherwise, I think this guy is really well done. Definitely one of my new favorites from this year for the TVC, and I definitely recommend it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video. May the Force be with you.